All right, we got them piling in now.
All I see is a white screen.
See anybody?
There's your video.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
You're heard. Okay. Look, we got 6 people here. Look at this.
Hi, everybody.
Can you guys see me or just hear me or none of the above?
We can do
I'm working out, so you have to apologize. I have to apologize if you can't see me.
Well, I'm going to put you on mute on our side so we don't hear the sound, but you can listen to us, right?
Yes, I'll go ahead and mute myself.
Okay, there you go.
I can't see
Okay.
you guys though.
You can't see us?
No, I sent you a screenshot. It's just a picture of a white screen right now.
Okay. You can hear us though.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right. What else we got? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Hi.
Good? Let's see. I think she's trying to
What's
get
up, people? All my friends. What's the Zoom user's name over there?
That's Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Hello, I'm Mike's old roommate.
Lauren used to be my roommate from Florida when I first moved to Florida.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She lived there. We all lived.
You know what's funny, Mike, is that my sister's fiance actually works for IMG at the Golf Academy now.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, seriously. Hi, Christine.
But yeah.
Hi, how is everyone? Hi,
Good.
Mike. Hi, Pinky. Hi, Amber. Hey, Brandon, Portia, Marina, Zoom user who I haven't met yet.
That's Lauren.
That's
Hi, Laura.
Laura.
Laura,
Lauren.
Laura.
nice to
Lauren.
meet you.
All
Hello.
right. So, I think Carrie just texted that she's not coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make sure. And then we got another. So Matthew's joining right now. Another new guy's joined here. He actually saw us via the Zoe, but wanted to join us every week. So he's joining us right now, popping in.
Hi,
Nice.
Matthew.
Matt, you there?
Hi, Matthew. Welcome.
How you guys doing?
Good, good.
Hi.
Join us. So I was just telling them that you had signed up for via Zoe and then messaged me, and so we do Zoe every other week, and then we do Real Raw and Flawed, just the one we've been doing because we were doing them every week when the church shut down.
Okay.
We do the Zoe one every other week, and then this one the other week. So we just do it every Monday. So I'm glad-
Awesome. I'm sorry.
Are you in Arizona?
I am, yeah.
Nice.
It was a little warm today, so Excuse me if I look a little greasy.
No, all good. Did-
Oh, it's 30 here.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'd rather be greasy than be cold.
I hear
I
ya.
actually can't say anything. It's been beautiful here. It's been like, I don't know, 45 to 50 degrees with the sun out, which is nice because prior to that, we had weak rain for like a month straight.
Well, so everybody see the title this week is Show Me Your Crowd, I'll Show You Your Future. This is something we touched on this topic before, but I had listening to the past couple weeks messages, not just from Chad, but some other stuff that I listen to, some podcasts and mentors of mine. I brought up kind of a different angle on it, but it's been coming up quite a bit as well. But it kind of in that phrase alone, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Show me your crowd and I'll show you your future. Just meaning look around you. Who's influencing you? Who are you conforming to? Who are you becoming because of who's around you? And that's really what it always is. It's check the circle. We always talk about that. Who's in your close vicinity? Who's affecting you the most? That's around you. And one of my mentors, somebody that's very close to me, always says this comment. He always says this, and it came back up in a memory on my phone or something we did. So it got me thinking about this. And he always says, show me your crowd and I'll tell you your future. It's not that hard. That's what he's saying. It's very simple. You got things to complain about. You got excuses up to wazoo about why you're not doing good or why things aren't going for you or why you can't get this job or you can't get up for work on time or whatever the hell it is. We always talk about looking internally, growing ourselves. Look around you. Sometimes you're just being infected by what is around you. And it goes both ways. It's good and bad, right? It's not always a bad thing. And it's not to point finger either. It's not like, oh, it's their fault. I got it. It's the people I'm hanging out with. No, it's ultimately your responsibility, the choices you make every day. What is the crowd around you? And he always used to speak highly of having three types of people you need in your life: the inspired, the excited, and the grateful. He said, you got those three people in your life, you're doing good. So let me see your crowd. Tell me your crowd, and I'll tell you your future. So when you don't know what to do, you know what to do. Makes sense? When you're feeling that feeling of you don't know what to do, you actually know exactly what to do. That's why you're feeling that. You know exactly what to do. You've told it to yourself many times. God might be in your head telling it to you. It's been there. It's going, but you're scared to do it. Right? So you know what to do. You just got to let go. And the people around you aren't doing the things they're supposed to be doing when you got a bad crowd around you. Right? It's easy to get caught up in the Joneses, they call it, like keeping up with the Joneses and feeling like you got to keep up in the circle or the people you're hanging out with or the neighborhood you live in or the people at work or they got a new car and you feel a certain way because you don't have a nice car. Always checking that circle, always looking at the crowd you're hanging out with. Are they pushing you? Are they inspiring you? Are they pushing in and giving to you? Are they leaning into you? Are they pouring into you? That's what it's about, right? God talks about and constantly pour into you to know that you can have that trust and that faith that you can do and be anything you want. So again, show me your crowd and I tell you your future. It's pretty simple. And letting patience be the game of it. I listened to this speech and this guy it kind of had me, like, gave me goosebumps and kind of got me teared up a little bit. Essentially what it was is he was talking about, he's using his grandmother as a reference. And he's talking about, Sunday dinners at grandma's house and trying to relate to everybody. Like, Sunday dinner at grandma's. For Amber and I, it was Italian sauce. My grandma used to have sauce every Sunday on the stove. And we always try to sneak in there and dunk bread in it and, sneak some, and she'd fucking whack you with the wooden spoon. Like, it was no joke because it was a process for her. It wasn't done yet, even though it tasted like gold to me. I was like, the second she started it. But the reference was to, the reason why grandma's cooking is so great is, on Sunday dinner wasn't because she started Sunday evening. It was because she started Saturday night. Right? She started Saturday night and letting that marinate and cooking and getting all the ingredients together and meld. So it is amazing when you actually have it Sunday. And the reason why your gift isn't like all these other gifts that are so microwavable is because God put something inside you that's so great. I mean, it's so great. It's going to take a little longer to make. Right. It's going to take a little bit longer. It's not just throw it in the microwave. And God didn't call you to be microwavable. He wants you to know that what's inside you is exactly like, in our reference, grandma sauce. It takes a minute. It's going to be a little bit. Got to be patient. Again, back to your crowd. Show me your crowd, tell your future. The crowd's the ingredients in this reference. Sometimes cocktails, try different things, put some of this in, and the next time we make it, take it out. Wasn't a good ingredient until we master it, right? And I love making chili. Like I've made it from my entire life, and I love trying new things and adding. Always the same. That's it. Like it's the same reference. So check your circle, like we always say, or show me your crowd.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't know if I'm still muted or not, but I was talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I you may or may not remember this, and for everybody listening that wasn't there earlier, Mike and I lived together in Florida a long time ago, and I dated his roommate. And let's just say that was not a great circle for me. And Mike, him and I met up. I came back. I had moved to North Carolina. I came back to visit him, and I think he was visiting from Scottsdale or something like that. And he was like, "Lauren, I absolutely love you to death, but until you get rid of this person, like you're too good for him, and you can't be around him. Like, and he's a bad influence on you." And in my head, I knew that was the right thing. However, I just didn't want to listen to it. And, here I am, 12, 13 years later, and I have been divorced from him now for 5 years, 6 years now. And Mike, that was some of the best advice that I knew was right and knew was correct. And I should have listened to you a lot longer. I mean, I do have 2 great kids, but yeah, you definitely gave me some good advice that I knew better and I didn't listen to.
Well, I appreciate you telling that story. But look, the people that matter in your life are always there in your life. That's why you're on here. That's why we still talk. So
exactly.
Nothing would have changed that. And it was kind of an empty threat, if you will, but I was just trying to force you.
Well, you did though. And, I mean, it was something that I had already obviously known, but, I had a similar situation where I told my friend, he was doing drugs, and I was like, "Look, I love you to death, but I can't surround myself with people who do drugs." And he found God, and he hasn't done drugs since. And so, I think that it does sometimes it takes people that are that are important in our lives to tell us things like that, and to maybe give us that give us what we didn't want to know, but we already knew.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, when you don't know what to do, you know what to do. I mean, you do. We all do.
Yeah.
It's hard just choosing it. So appreciate you
Exactly.
sharing that with us. And I'm super proud of you anyway. Everything came out on top for you anyway. You got 2 amazing kids and you're amazing. So it all works
Well,
out.
thank you.
Wait for the sauce to be done. Okay. You can't just be dipping bread in early. So, I want to encourage you guys too. Like, I think when we're trying to break out of patterns, or maybe change our whole surroundings, or we feel like we need to get up and move and get away, or we feel like the friends we had aren't there anymore. All these things are pretty scary when you think about it. It's not like I say, check your crowd, and if you're doing bad, and change it. It's not that easy, right? A
Right.
lot of times we hold these patterns with people that are a long time, when there's a lot of deep connections rooted in it. That sometimes overrides your own personal preservation, which is sad for a lot of us, because really that should overrule everything. Our well-being really needs to overrule anything else first, so then we can have a deep, meaningful relationship with somebody and really put it where it belongs on the shelf. Not everybody in your crowd's going to be as important, and that's okay. Not everybody in your crowd needs as much time from you, and that's okay. But when you don't know where they fit in line, you can get caught up with, the keeping up with the Joneses. You can start drinking too much because that's what everybody's doing. And it seems like, well, everybody's doing it, or lose your way a little bit on your dream because nobody else is doing it. Or, right now is a really testing time for anybody, because it's easy to get in a conversation with a bunch of people in a room and just start talking COVID. And COVID has a negative connotation to it because so much bad has happened from it. But do we have a choice not to? Do we have a choice to talk about it in a different light? Do we have a choice to see what's coming out of it and work through it and work better through it and pivot, evolve, make sure that this is a moment for us to all settle, look at our lives and go, oh, this reminds me way better now. I needed that fresh air. I needed that moment in time, that break. And during that break, what a great time to check who's around you. Who's around you? Like, who cares? I was busting, because Amber's book thing's out now. So like, I've been busting all my friends' chops on my phone. I've been going after them a little bit. Like, that's how we grew up in Mark. If we're picking on each other, we love you. But if a stranger came into a bar and it was all me and my friends, they think we all hated each other. But that's what we do. So like, it was funny because I'm online busting everybody's chop, laying thick guilt trips on people. Like, if we're really friends, you'd step up. Like, what I mean? Like, but kidding aside, there's moments in life where you learn who really is right there for you, like right beside you, always, no matter what you're doing. And I think that is the most beautiful thing. Like, when somebody sees your true shine, somebody sees into your heart and you see into theirs, you know each other that deeply, there's never a question or a doubt. I don't need to text somebody and bust somebody's balls. I just know. It's guaranteed. I know. And you keep on plugging those people in around you and switching out the others, and you'll see your future. Right? And I think that's such a powerful message, because sometimes the people around you think are the closest, including family, won't support you. They won't be the cheerleaders for you. They'll work against you sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll tell your choices aren't right or foolish, or you're stupid for thinking that way. Get your head out of your ass. Like, you can never do that job. All these things, everybody's heard this pattern, and a lot of the times, like, what it is fear telling that talk to you. It's fear from the people telling you that because it's scary to them, not scary to you.
Yeah.
So you can't let who you think loves you the most around you predict your future either. You are in control of your future. If your dreams are bigger than the people around you, switch the people around you. Because there's other people that dream big too. A lot of you are on here right now. It's why we connect so much, but switch the people around you because you'll start to go from what you felt like you're leading the way to trailing behind. When you're trailing behind in your group of friends, that feels really good because it means they're bringing you up. That's the best feeling in the world. When you start to connect to people and be around people that just fucking light a fire in your belly, you're around good people because then you want to come up to them. You want to level up to them and not in the way of like, oh, you got a new car, me too. No, I mean like learning, educating your mind, reaching out, helping other people, pulling one up, reach down, pull one up, like, you know, and that's the feeling you want to do. That's how you check your circle. That's how you check your crowd and see who really has got your back or really wants to push you because you push them. You know, it's reciprocal. You got to go back and forth and push each other. One-sided relationships are brutal on the person that's giving.
Yeah.
A conversation that you and I have had a bunch of times. You've always said to me, like, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room all the time, it's probably time to find some new friends or not abandon old friends, but to find people that challenge you and make you nervous and level up, like you said. You know, so you're not always the smartest person in the room, you know, and
Well,
also being of service. I know my
Mhm.
internet connection
Oh,
said
you're-
it just went wonky. But
You're-
also
I'm
being of
glad I'm not the only
service.
one who
I
says
know that
wonky.
when I am at the boxing gym and things, and Portia came today to the boxing gym, like when you're doing something to help other people less fortunate than you feel really great too.
100%. Yeah, we can hear everything you're saying. You those again. So you're all good. You're really oh yeah, she froze up. There she is.
Matt's raising his hand.
There you go. Matt. Can you hear it? Oh, hold on. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just unmuted it. I just wanted to kind of touch on that. So I'm kind of going through a situation where like one of my best friends that I grew up with from high school, who was always there for me, we kind of had a falling out and I kind of like, I needed a time to separate a little bit and kind of get myself together and work on myself. And I think like it touched on what Pastor Chad was talking about yesterday, like just having like bitterness and stuff. And I kind of sense that and I feel that energy with him. I don't know any advice on what you can do, like what I can do to repair that. Do I kind of just give him his space and kind of just keep doing me? Or do I just, I don't want to just cut him off in general, you know, like I just feel like that's, I don't know what's the best way to go about that.
Throw love at it. Throw love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
love him
Kill
more.
him Kill him with kindness.
More.
Uh,
Just ask him what he
Yeah.
needs. Nobody ever asks us what we need in life. Like, what is it? Maybe he needs something that you guys haven't even, like, you've totally overlooked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he's doing well in his life and he's got like a good career and stuff, but I feel like even all the money that he has and stuff, it's not really like bringing him happiness. So
Is it a feeling
And
you're
that,
feeling towards him or is it?
Comes from inside.
sure.
yeah, and that is going to take you encouraging him and boosting him up. And you know, sometimes people fill those voids. They think that they have money and the career and success and that everything's going to be perfect, and it's not. And so having somebody there by their side that can encourage them and just maybe show them all the positive things that they do have going on in their life. Sometimes those things can help wake them up and just make them realize that, you know, you might be going through this right now, but what about somebody else who lost their job and can't get back on their feet? Or, you know, and not belittling their feelings by any means, but just, you know, listening, understanding, and asking if there's anything you can do to help to make them feel better.
Yeah.
Only because we don't
Yeah.
always know how and what we need to make us feel better.
Matt,
I actually have a question, Matthew. Sorry to interrupt you guys. I'm curious if in terms of like the energy, do you sense it like in like the awkwardness? Do you sense it about anything in particular? Because it's possible that we're over here saying like throw love at something, and the reality is you don't really necessarily know what's at root. Like, so have you taken some time to kind of sit down and process and figure out what that looks like and where it might be stemming from? Is it something that's originating from you, from him? Is it something that happened between you guys? Because like I would encourage you to sit down and to kind of journal about it a little bit over the course of a few of time, and just kind of write out and see if there was anything that happened. And then once you've had a chance to sit and think through those things, then come to him and sorry for my screaming grandson in the background, and love him along the way as you're doing that, but like maybe from a distance while you kind of figure that out. That's worked for me in the past. I've had some friends that were really, really close that I've had to kind of look at reframing our friendships because they became one-sided. And that's the process that really worked for me. But again, what everybody said here is true, but I just wanted to start with a question because I think sometimes that's where we should start in our process too.
Yeah, I think everybody's saying all the right things, Matthew, and to lean on what she just said there. I don't think there's a right answer. Every relationship is very unique to itself. But my advice would be, no matter how you take it on, know that relationships sometimes are really strong and I feel like they go away for a long time and come back even stronger way down the road. Just because you get distant from a friend sometimes doesn't mean that that's the end of it. The only advice I'd give you is don't end in a bad way no matter what. Be the better person. You know, make sure that you look out for you first. You still care about this person, but like I said, sometimes distance, the person I grew up the closest to my whole life, I had a really bad falling out with when I left town, moved. And I didn't realize that I blamed it on him. I never told him anything. I thought it was issues that he had and that I was pissed off about. And like, it wasn't until 8 or 9 years later, I realized that it was an issue I was having about him. And it really fucked with me because I wasted a lot of time, but it doesn't matter because our friendship's bigger now than it ever was. So I don't think there's a right answer. I think everybody said some pretty strong stuff there. But yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He's kind of going through a tough time. He lost his father like about a year ago. And then as silly as it sounds, we kind of got into it just talking about sports. And he's like a Dodgers and Laker fan. I'm like a diehard Arizona, ride or die with my teams. And it's lately been dying. And then, we have some success and stuff. And he just keeps like nagging me and putting me down. I'm just like, dude, I don't need to hear that. And then I kind of just called him out on it one time and he didn't like it. So I should probably, I'm not perfect and I admit that. And I should probably handle it a little better, but
that's a big one that you bring that up. Death is a tough toll on people. And they act all sorts of crazy. I lost a lot of family and I've seen a lot of crazy reactions. A lot of it's acting out is towards the people closest to him. So he might just be acting out because he's really hurting about his father and you're the closest to him and it feels good to feel somebody else to hurt with him.
Man, like I want to add on to what Pinky just said, because like just take it and squash it. Like if you can, you see what happened, you realize that the lashing out isn't really about you, right? It triggered you when it happened, but it's not about you. So like, be the bigger person, just like face it head on and be like, yo, like I felt triggered when this happened, but your friendship is valuable to me. And what are we going to do to move past this? And how can I be here for you? How can I love you through this moment? Because I know that you've got a lot going on. Like, that's like a really solid way to keep a friendship and to strengthen a friendship, and use what something that could have divided you to bring you guys closer together.
And can I just
Yeah,
say,
show up
Yankees are the
in-
best team
show
anyway.
up in it. I
The
was
who?
gonna say,
The Yankees
show
are the
up,
best
The
team.
who?
show up in your friend's jersey.
How does
Matthew, just show up in your, what they call it, taking for a hot dog, you know?
You can lean as close as you want, Brandon. The Yankees-
Christine, how are you doing?
I, I was trying to hear who you said.
I can't hear you. What?
Who did you say?
The internet's sloppy, dude.
Oh.
For sure. But I see like his tweets too. Like I'll follow him on Twitter, and he's kind of just his tone and things like he's been saying is kind of down. So I reached out to him on February 27th, and I was like, hey, I'm worried about you. And he's like, why? I was like, I read your tweets. I was like, been struggling with feeling alone, ? And he just said, I'll be all right. And I was like, you're in my thoughts. You're a brother for life. My line is open if you need to talk. And then he didn't say anything. He just gave me the thumbs up. And then the next day I was like, good morning, Pete. Just wanted you to know that you're important to me and I love you. Have a blessed day. And he said, thanks, bro.
And that, that sounds like the best thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to know what he needs. He's not going to know, and he's not going to want to admit that he's in a time of crisis. Losing your dad is something huge, and you don't even realize how much you need him until they're gone. Yeah. And, with any parent, sibling, death in the family. So even if he's not willing to necessarily admit that he wants and needs your help, those kind words and just saying, hey, you're my thoughts and I'm thinking about you and I'm here for you, that's huge.
Yeah. You're doing the right thing, man. Keep pumping them into your friendship. Be what you'd want to be to yourself if you were in his shoes.
Yeah, pray for him. Pray for him even if he doesn't know it, that's all you can do. invite
him on here, Rube. Tell him to come on.
Sure. And that's kind of like the
sports debate.
The weird thing about it is because like it was him and his family that kind of took me to church when I was like, I didn't really like have a strong faith and stuff, because my family, I didn't grow up in a church home, but it was his family that like took me to like a Christian church and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's my time to like, bring that back around and kind of get him to rekindle his faith and stuff. But I feel like he's, yeah.
You just answered your own question right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew, put his team's jersey on and show up with some hot dogs,
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Don't do that.
No.
Who doesn't really watch sports? Don't take that advice, man. Really smart advice.
Brandon. If a beautiful girl decided to come over for a little Netflix and chill or something, and she showed up in your enemy sports team's jersey,
you're out of here.
Send her away.
If she showed up in a Florida Gators
I'm just
jersey, she would be gone.
Oh goodness.
Sports are serious with people, man.
Serious crap. Oh.
People getting arguments, fights.
Come
on.
Portia, let's
split households. Come on.
It's so stupid. Sports are so like.
Let me see which time we have. Okay, we got like five.
No, whatever.
You froze up.
Yeah. No, it's like fighting about tweets. It's just.
I wanted to say one last thing. We got plenty of time left, but
Who froze at me?
yeah, you froze there.
Can you hear?
You froze up.
Run to the corner of the house. I was reading something the other day. It was freaking profound, and I think this helps like simplify our choices in life and what we're capable of doing and the courage we have and the ability we have. And it was essentially just simplifying some things. But it talks about how there's only 7 colors in the rainbow. That Michelangelo, what did he do with 7 colors, right? There's only 7 notes in music. What Beethoven do those 7 notes. There's only 10 numbers. Like what if you do with numbers every day? Like it's the simplicity of like you had 7 notes. Some of the songs you've listened to, like it's amazing what can be done with so little. What I got out of that was like how simple we need to really revert to and keep things. Like what are our 7 things about each other? What are our 7 things that is a core to us, that from those 7 things we can do so much, but really those are our core, right? Like we only need a small amount of things that we can do small things with, we can do huge things with, we can do extraordinary things with, we can do life-changing things with. So this topic of like the change your crowd, it gives some people anxiety to like face, like Matthew was talking about. I'm glad he brought that up. Is like, what do you do when you're faced with a really good person in your life, a best friend that like you've had such a great relationship to, something that goes sour and you don't know what to do? You almost feel like you're tippy-toeing around it. The last thing you want to do is say something that pushes them further away from you and the fear of losing them. So I think it was awesome that he asked the question, that what should I do? But we all talked about it, and he really just spoke out his own answer.
Yeah, I think what he was doing is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I went through a similar situation with one of my friends, and we gave some time, apologized, even if I didn't think about it, think it was necessarily my fault. But in the end, we ended up making up, and she's one of my ride or die, and she's always there with me. And very similar to what you said, you just, even when she didn't think that she needed that support and she wasn't a believer, once it came back around, she was. So I mean, just having that support, whether she believes it or not, knowing someone that got her back. I think that a lot of us don't, when we are going through situations like that, we don't know what we need, what we want, and what we want to hear. So sometimes just having somebody that we know loves us tell us that makes all the difference.
Yeah. Consistency, man. Keep going at it. You're doing the right thing. All right, we got less than a minute. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. This was great. Glad we're all laughing.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I take a quick snap and share it on my social?
Yeah, of course.
Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead. So I just want to wrap it up with one thing. If you're doing something right with the wrong person, nothing good will turn out. Be patient. If you're miserable alone, your partner and people around you will be miserable with you. You have to love your own company and yourself. You have to be with yourself. You have to love your own company. Only then you learn to love our company too. People will learn to love your company. People will learn it by example. Right? We always talk about modeling, but it starts here first. Right? So here on your crowd, and then you can tell the future like in a glass ball. I love you all.
Don't forget to shake it. Love you all.
That's the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. Love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for always coming in. Can't wait to see you next week. That'll be Zoe next week. Okay.
Okay. Love y'all. Take care. Have the best week.
You got a peacock
You
background?
guys too. Awesome. Bye.
Bye. Are you saying bye? They can't see you. You're gonna say bye. Say
Thank you. Have a
bye-bye.
good-
Say
good night.
bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.